going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. And today we are here with a video on how to save yourself some money when buying bonds, maybe up to 10, 15% or more. I guess also if you're looking to sell bonds, or maybe how to sell them for a little more. Do I approve of real world trading? No, unless it's through the safe hands of Jagex. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I am an expert on bonds. I am a needer of bonds. I love bonds, and they are my existence on this game. So on this account, I don't have much to show you, really. I got 27 mil. I really can't do much other than need bonds. But on this account, now this is the account that we're talking about. That is currently the bonds expert. Expert may be a strong word, but I am currently invested in a lot of bonds. I like them, let's just say. And I thought that their price was low a couple months back when I bought them. We'll talk more about that in a second, but the first tip when buying a bond is pretty simple, and that is to not do what I'm about to do. I'm going to insta-buy and insta-sell a bond, both of which you should not do. If you're looking to buy membership, don't instantly buy it. If you're looking to sell, don't instantly sell. So don't just go to the Grand Exchange, you got 9 mil, and just throwing it off really high. Purchase it, and there you go, 3.6 mil, easy as that, you got yourself a bond. Now, I'm going to sell this back to show you what price that they're actually selling for. This is the price that if we just put in an offer, it would buy over time, but it wouldn't necessarily buy right away. Wasting another 300K there, we can see that if I sell it, it should be a lot lower than 3.6. Yeah, 3.4. The difference is actually usually more than that. Here it's only 200K difference, but I would say typically it's closer to 300 to 350K, at least 300, because right now with bond prices, 10% of a bond is 300K or so. So as you saw, I had to pay to convert it and then sell it back. And really that 300K that I have to spend on a conversion is why these margins are always so significant, because you can't really flip them unless they have a big margin. So they just naturally have to have a pretty wide margin. Not a lot of people flipping bonds. They typically go on and off the market pretty quickly, or they sit in a bank like mine. So if you're coming to the Grand Exchange to buy a bond, I'd say typically put in an offer that's a couple 100K below the bond's current price. Now, right now, it basically sold for med price. That's because bonds are going up the last couple days. If it's more at a median price, buying 100 to 200K below is typically a good way to go. And if you're selling a bond, try to sell it 100 or 200K above the price, which it is currently going for right now. And just to show you my dedication to the bond game, that isn't the only account with bonds. So to understand the price of bonds, basically you have to understand the idea of what's going on here. Basically, it is a group of people that are buying bonds for membership that are willing to pay a certain price, and it is also a group of people that are buying bonds through real-life dollars, then selling them in-game to those people that need them. Ultimately, it's a supply of people that are buying gold and a demand of people that just need membership. So, looking on a yearly scale, this is how I went about investing. Ultimately, the bonds are very cyclical. Whenever they drop, a lot of people like to get in on them and start to buy them because once they hit all-time lows, it might be the last time you ever see bond prices that low, because bond prices over time tend to go up just because of inflation in the game. Even if it's minor, it's still there. However, recently with mobile, we saw one of the biggest drops, and this is because, well, a lot of people coming back to the game for the first time, they definitely want to buy themselves some gold, get themselves a head start, which is something we haven't seen in the game for a while. So I bought back here, and I've been holding out for a while. Now, ultimately, you can look at this yearly or you can look at this daily. Looking at it from a yearly scale, this is just 1 year's data, but the bonds do go up whenever there are promotions that are going on. And in the spring to summer, there is a huge promotion with bonds where they tend to spike, as you guys can see right here, and maybe more so that's what I'm holding out for, that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. And then they began to peak back here again, and probably would have continued to peak as there was another promotion. However, at this time, all those people coming back into the game really just kind of ruined the price of bonds, which is why I bought in. But ultimately, even if you're looking at this now or in a year, you get the idea. Whenever they're low, if you want to stock up on membership, that's obviously going to be the time to do it, as they tend to vary a lot in price. Now, ultimately, I got in that way. Even if you're just an average person, you're not looking to invest in the long term, you're looking to just buy a bond. Because if we look at the last week, and obviously this is 1 week of data, but I'm pretty sure it's a good trend, every single day at about 7 or 8 o'clock my time, or I guess if you're, Western Europe, maybe closer to noon to 1, we can see the bond prices spike. Now, this is something that I have figured it is because, if we look every day, it literally is the same time of day. Every day, they go up about 150K, and then by the end of the night, maybe 12, 14 hours later, they tend to go down. My thought process behind this is, and I think it's solid, is that overnight, you know, you're going to be asleep for 8 to 10 hours or maybe less. I don't know. However long you sleep, but during those hours, there's a pretty good likelihood that if you're losing membership, you know, a third of the time it's going to happen while you're asleep. So whenever you get on in the morning, people get on, they buy a bond, and then they continue on with their RuneScape day, you know? And then as people come home from work, as people get done with whatever they're doing throughout the day, I would say that bond prices tend to just go down because more people are buying bonds for gold and not as many people are buying them for membership because there isn't a huge stock of people that are all trying to do it at once like there is in the morning or afternoon. And before anyone comments, oh, there's time zones, there's different times of day. Yeah, obviously, but most of the people that play RuneScape are from Western Europe or the US. I mean, come on. So if you're looking to sell bonds, try and do them during the afternoon or morning. And if you're looking to buy bonds for membership, if you can remember, try and do it a little later in the night, maybe overnight if you're in Europe, or just closing in on midnight if you're in the United States. It's a pretty solid trend, and over time, I've noticed about 140K to 150K difference depending on the times of day that you sell and buy them at. But yeah, so those are a couple tips as to how to save some money buying bonds. You can do it on a yearly scale, you can do it on a daily, and you can just do it in the time it takes to lower your grand exchange offer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything you want to tell me, comment down below. And if you want to see more as soon as it goes live, make sure to hit that subscribe. I'm happy that I could finally show you guys my amount of bonds. I didn't want to make a video just telling you guys that I was invested in a ton of them either, but I could definitely just add it into this one. It felt like it kind of made sense. It's the reason I haven't been making a ton of videos on my main accounts during my time on the Need Bonds account. I just can't. It's all in bonds, and hope you guys understand. Toodles.